official policy has now conspired to lock an entire generation out of the housing market and deny countless thousands the chance of secure independent living. So in our view, while we had a change of government in 2020, we did not have a change of housing policy, and we're continuing to repeat the same failed mistakes of the past. So that's the context and the background to the rally that's taking place on November 26th, and it's not a one-off event. It's part of a wider campaign and a longer-running campaign, because this is not going to change overnight. Instead of hosting, I suppose, just in terms of the event itself, what might be a more kind of traditional march and rally, we want to include a strong kind of musical component on the day, and there will be a number of artists performing at the rally and on the day. So the artists confirmed so far include Glenn Hansard, Lisa O'Neill, Laura Quirk, Brendan Begley and Donal Lunny, and we expect to be announcing more names in the coming days around that and in terms of who's going to be performing on the day.
So all 35 units are facing eviction, and the people in my block, I mean, I'm a community worker. I work at the Irish National Organisation of the Unemployed. I man a phone line listening to people's welfare concerns every day. I do vital work in my community. There's a woman that works in James's Hospital, Gurpreet, an Indian woman who lives downstairs, a lone parent with a 4-year-old child, and she's messaging me now saying, are me and my child going to end up homeless? There's a Moldovan construction worker with a broken back who lives in one of the apartments on the ground floor. He messaged me the other day going, I'm struggling to get to work, I'm in pain all the time, but if I stop working, am I going to end up homeless? So these are the people that are being evicted from Tathony House. We are the people that work in this city. We are the people that work in our community. And yet we can't find anywhere to live. I'm looking on Daft, I'm looking on these websites. I saw a single room in Kimmage for 1,800. I'm in my 40s now. You know, I don't want to move into one single room, all my stuff that I've gathered over the last 40 years of my life into one room. Psychologically, the idea of that is terrifying. It's terrifying that I might have to go and live somewhere like that, because the choice might be emergency accommodation. And there's no emergency accommodation. People are being sent to Garda stations. So this is the reality of the housing crisis. So, I mean, we're fighting our landlord at the Residential Tenancies Board. We're going to contest the fact that landlords who make $700,000 a year rent roll can just claim hardship and get out of the Tyrrellstown Amendment and then evict 35 families into the rental market chaos and madness that we're all certainly going to face in the new year, and which is causing a corrosive stress on everybody in my block. People are messaging me all the time on WhatsApp and just trying to keep everybody positive and focused and on the path, and protesting is a difficult job. It's a full-time job in itself. But also, we're calling on Dublin City Council and the government to step in and clarify the situation. The government has said that the tenant in situ directive only applies to HAPT and RAS tenants and people on the social housing list. But the social housing threshold is so low that most of the low-paid workers in my block aren't on the social housing list, but they're too poor to pay Dublin rents. So what's going to happen to those people? Should they just get evicted? So we're arguing that cost rental funding, that there could be other models whereby they can keep people in their homes, and that Dublin City Council, if they don't want to buy the block directly, that they could facilitate the Ivy Trust, who we've already spoken to and they've already said that they're positively disposed to take in the building. So all we need is a green light from the government and from Dublin City Council. And they should keep people in their homes. The final thing I wanted to say is that I know there's lots of people out there in my situation. There's a block of 20 flats in Rathmines who are facing mass eviction. They got their notice in August. There's the Shannonside Arms in Limerick, where people are being evicted. So there's lots of people facing, groups of people facing mass eviction, but there's lots of individual evictions. And the eviction ban by the government is just a pause. They just put the pause button on, because landlords can still give notice of eviction right up until the pause button is taken off. And so what we're going to see is, with talk of a global recession, we're going to see lots of landlords cashing out next year because they think the property market is about to turn. There's going to be lots and lots and lots of mass evictions, and there's going to be lots of individual evictions. So I'm appealing to everybody who's facing eviction, or even if you just feel insecure in your tenancy, you just feel that you might be evicted, to come out on the 26th. The Tathony House residents, the Rathmines residents and groups facing mass eviction, we will be there to support this rally on the 26th, and I would appeal to everybody else who's in my situation to do the same thing. If we all stand together, the travellers, workers, unions, people, Focus Ireland, homeless people, if we all stand together, we can win the change we need.
Thank you very much.